Now we come towards the damped harmonic oscillations. Now when we use this term damped vibrations, we are referring indirectly to an amplitude. That is, when the vibrations are communicated by the vibrating body, then what we find is that gradually the amplitude of those oscillations goes on decreasing, and finally that amplitude ceases. So it means damped oscillations are those oscillations in which amplitude continuously goes on decreasing and finally it disappears. That is, if we take this case for a tuning fork and it is allowed to vibrate in air, we find that the vibrations are communicated to air, and gradually the loud sound disappears because of the disappearance of the amplitude. So the vibrations of the tuning fork in the air column is an example of the damped harmonic oscillator. So now we come to the main context. In actual practice, the oscillations of the body take place in air. So frictional force of air acts on the body. This frictional force are called the damping force, and the oscillating body is called damped oscillator. Basically, the amplitude drops. Now, damping forces are frictional forces, the viscous forces, the hysteresis electromagnetic damping due to eddy currents. I have explained earlier in the portion of alternating current that eddy currents are the circular currents, and when continuously a metal sheet is taken to magnetic field or taken out of the magnetic field, then some circular currents are produced in the metal sheet. Those circular currents are called the eddy currents. If the damping force proportional to the velocity and opposite to the direction of motion, then we write Ft is equal to, that is Ft means damping force, that is equal to minus delta V. So negative sign is indicating the direction, and net force acting on the particle R. The restoring force F, that is equal to minus kx. But if we take the modulus, then negative sign is not required. So then in that case, it will become F is equal to kx. So this is all the concept we are discussing for the SHM, any particle executing SHM. So damping force is given by function, that is minus lambda into V, but V is written in terms of derivatives, that is derivative of x with respect to t, that is derivative of displacement with respect to time. Now we come towards the equation of motion of a damped harmonic oscillator. So in the mathematical estimation, we are finding m multiplied by d square x over dt square, where d square x over dt square is the representation of acceleration. So if we remove this number and we write ma, that will be the damping force. So instead of acceleration, we have written the double derivative of displacement, and we will write it as, that is dx over dt into lambda minus kx. So it will be written as d into d square x over dt square, that is d multiplied by acceleration, plus 2b dx by dt. Dx by dt is the velocity. This is the rate of displacement multiplied by 2b, where b is constant, plus omega naught square x. So omega square x is normally an acceleration. So it is initial acceleration, and sum total becomes 0. So lambda m will be equal to 2b, and k over m will be equal to omega square naught, that is omega naught square. So b is the constant. Now solution of this equation will be x is equal to a naught e to the power minus bt into sine omega t plus phi, and a sine omega t plus phi is the general equation of SHM. A naught is the amplitude at time t is equal to 0, and amplitude at time t, that is given by function a is equal to a naught e to the power minus bt, or we can write this number as a is equal to a naught whole divided by e to the power bt, that is negative exponent is converted into positive exponent. Now we come towards the relaxation time of the amplitude, that is tau. So if t is 1 over b, that is equal to tau, then is a naught e to the power minus x. And this will become a naught over e. Negative exponent is made positive. So a will be equal to a naught by e, or we will say that a naught will be ea. So e, the value of e will be 0.368. It is multiplied by a. Now figure A, undamped SHM drawn for a phase constant phi that is equal to 0. I have explained earlier also, when we use the term phase, we are referring to position and direction of the particle at an instant of time. But when it is phase difference, then it can be the linear lagging between the vibrations communicated by the source, and that is called the phase difference, and the angular lagging between the vibrations communicated by the source is called that the angular phase. So one is path difference, the other is phase difference. Path difference is linear lagging and phase difference is the angular lagging, and that is indicated by phi, and the phi will be represented in radian per second. Now we are seeing the image here, or we are seeing the figure, and in this figure the very important thing is that amplitude remains constant throughout the propagation of wave. So if the amplitude remains constant, then this type of graph will be known as the graph of undamped oscillation. Undamped means where the amplitude remains constant. Now in the figure, the undamped oscillations are indicated, and if we stretch the spring and allow to move in a liquid, we find that due to interaction with the liquid or disturbance with the liquid, the spring will come to the state of rest, or the mass will come to the state of rest, and that will be the damped oscillation. But if it is continuously vibrating and it is not coming to the rest, that will become undamped vibrations. Now, figure B, damped SHM with the same frequency as A, the lifetime tau is necessary for the amplitude to decrease to 1 over E, and 1 over E is calculated to be, that is 0.368 of its initial value. This is described earlier in the previous concept. Now, in the figure, the damped oscillations are indicated. Earlier, we will see that when the wave is at position X and O, the amplitude is more, and gradually the amplitude is decreasing. Where we have written small t, amplitude will be very less. So it means damped oscillation, or SHM, will be such in which amplitude is continuously decreasing and finally it disappears. Now we come towards the important points regarding the oscillations. So the very first thing is, due to decrease in amplitude, the energy of oscillator also goes on decreasing. That is, decrease in amplitude means indirectly the decrease in loudness. So exponentially this function can be written as k naught e to the power minus 2bt, where b is constant and t is the time instant. Now, the second concept is the time period of the oscillator is t equal to 2 pi under root w naught square minus b square, where b is constant, and angular frequency of the system is omega, which is supposed to be equal to under root omega naught square minus b square. If damping is very, very small, then omega naught is much greater than b, and in that case time period will be 2 pi over omega naught.